little bit of a project. So we created a documentary to kind of broadly address the themes of the course. And basically, we went to Palo Alto, we interviewed people on the street, just asking them pretty broad, basic questions about their views about slavery, the Civil War, and contemporary race relations. And we kind of didn't want to put them into a position to give answers that we wanted. We just wanted to see what they knew and what their views were.
We initially were hoping to interview children and adults and then show like intergenerational kind of how people learned like racist views or kind of where they learned history, where they learned their interpretation of it. But obviously getting parental permission to film children and interview children is very difficult. There was no way we were going to be able to do that.
We actually emailed some principals and we got lots of negative feedback.
A couple of strongly worded emails.
We had some doubts if we were actually Stanford students. It's okay. We realized that this was probably a better route to go anyway because it showed people's just general opinions and people who are really young anyway might not be as informed. So this gave us a good idea of how people just pretty much interpret the past and also use it to interpret the present. So here's our documentary.
Demonizing America as a racist nation.
I think it's time that we put that to rest.
I just think that African Americans are not treated as the same as other citizens, mainly, I guess, white.
There was a lot of Confederacy back in Texas, back in the 80s when I grew up there. The South, there were people who had the Confederate flag, in their clip.
Yeah, the audio was out of sync, sorry. It was out of sync. I don't want to redo it, but I feel bad. What do you want?
We could try it. I mean, I don't have any answers really.
Demonizing America as a racist nation.
I think it's time that we put that to rest.
I just think that African Americans are not treated as the same as other citizens, mainly, I guess, white.
There was a lot of Confederacy back in Texas, back in the 80s when I grew up there. The South, there were people who had the Confederate flag, in their places, on their cars and stuff. So, to answer your question, there was a lot of the Confederacy back in the South.
Basis of the Civil War is kind of a fight over whether slavery is going to be permitted or not. For the people in the South, that was their entire livelihood because they could, just use people to not have to pay them, make all the money off of it. And, in the North, where kind of industry was kind of growing, they didn't need that as much, and they never lived off of it as much. They did some. And so the Civil War kind of was a fight to decide.
I think it again goes back to the majority of people with power in this country being white men.
I mean, what can I mean, it's total negative. I would say there's a lot of things I can say. I can sit here and give you 20 minutes on slavery, but I won't do that, because, it's any type of slavery where you want someone, where you take someone from their family and do things, it's against their will. What if I take you, whip you? They say, dig up my trees. Come on, you gonna do that? No.
And this happened a lot with American men, is that they basically decided to criminalize everything that those people were doing anyways. So like standing outside buildings and stuff, like standing around buildings because they didn't have work, like became illegal. And so those people were criminalized and then had to work in the prisons, which was slavery, again, just like in a different form. And that continuation of slavery, I think, has continued, but it's manifested differently and continued to change, like, in that way throughout the decades.
I used to look back when I was growing up, when I was you guys' age, by the 2000s, everything's going to be great. But there's still racism, there's still bigotry, there's still things going on. It's not ever gonna stop. Because still today, people, it's up to you guys, okay? It's up to you guys. You have children, you gotta raise them right. Teach them right. Teach them what's going on within society. Don't be bigoted. Don't hate this person because of their color. Don't do this because of their religion. Don't do this, So, it's up to, parents who are growing up and teaching their children.
A few years ago, I was on a plane from somewhere to California, and the lady next to me was African American, and she said the best way to fix racism is, and I'm going to paraphrase her answer, is to actually fall or be intimate with someone of a race. Like, once you truly care about somebody outside your own race, it's only then that your racial prejudice goes away.
So we wanted to address a couple of things also. So we realized that Palo Alto is a representative of the whole U.S. So that was one thing we kind of realized, that Palo Alto is an upper middle class area, like upper class if you want to say. So I feel like obviously interviewing people in Palo Alto, they might have more liberal views. But also just in general, though, we do think it gives a good examination that people are aware of the problems in society. It's not necessarily, it's just kind of fighting back against the newsreels you saw in the beginning about how people, at least the news, kind of portrays as the racism's over. This is fighting back against that narrative.
Also, I feel like we got a pretty good representation of people, just both genders, also ethnicities, as well as where in the U.S. they came from. We had people from New Mexico, Chicago, people who lived in the Stanford area their entire lives. Yeah.
Great, so thank you.